Righto guys, welcome back to another episode. Back in the shed. Thought I'd do a quick intro before I get into it. Quick video this week, but we'll be doing the car builders. So I either just played a clip or I'm about to play a clip. You can hear our sort of tinny and sheet metal. You can hear the floor. I don't know what sort of sound you describe it as. I don't know, tinny. Very hollow. I think I said about jerry can or oil can about 4 or 5 times in the video, so I won't say it again. But anyway, you'll notice a big difference towards the end. A bit of an update with parts and that at the end. I've also ordered carpet. I've got an intake manifold coming. I've ordered an air gap, which I'm probably going to port myself. I've ordered an open filament for the top of the motor. I'm dressing the motor up. It'll be red and black. That'll look sick, but you'll have to wait a couple episodes, I think, for that. I'll update the stuff at the end of the video, just a few bits and pieces of what I'm up to, but apart from that, I'm just going to roll the clip. Hope you enjoy your long weekend. Thanks guys. Righto, so first job for this video is going to be installing the car builders. I've got my little tool. I've got myself a Stanley knife. I assume this job's going to be easy as. I can't see it being a drama. I'm just going to have a couple of beers. The family's gone out for the day, so I'm just going to have a nice chill day in the shed, just laying this down. What could go wrong? I haven't actually watched any videos, so I might actually watch something, but I'm pretty sure you just peel the back off the stuff and stick it down, roll it into place. So let's have a go. Righto, so just in the cab now, we're just prepping to put the car builder stuff down. Just gonna make sure we do a decent job and get rid of all this stuff, the like Hessian underlay stuff. And the best way I've found is with just hit it with the wire real quick, and then bam, just hit it with a vacuum. So I'm gonna go through now, same as here, clear all this out, clean it all up, and then we'll get stuck into laying some. While we're at it as well, may as well pull the remainder of the seat bolts out, make the job easy for ourselves. Okay, so we've just done a bit of a clean up. I'm leaving that board in for now because I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. I do like the idea of there being a backboard there, but obviously I've got to cover it up and get rid of the speakers and whatnot, but for now that's staying in. So I've just gone through and sprayed it up with some bug and grease remover, that sort of stuff, bit of prep sol. I'm just going to get into it. So quick look at the floor before it goes in. Righto, so here's my kit. Here's my little roller. Here's my little Stanley, and this is the stuff. So it's quite flexible, sticky backing. We'll lay it down where it wants to go. I can't remember which way I had it from the last video. I'll have to measure it out, but we measure it out, we cut it in. I mean, it's got to be easy as that, right? Anyway, I'll set the camera up and let's have a go. All right, no dramas so far. It's not the tackiest of stuff, but once you hit it with the roller, it sort of forms a shape. You're going to need to make plenty of cuts, and it is alright to overlap it, so I wouldn't stress too much. This stuff covers really well. Not too worried about how level it is because there's so many shapes in the back here to get around. But yeah, happy so far. Anyway, I want to keep plodding. There you go, perfect example. A few cuts got to be made through it. You don't need to worry about your little bits and pieces like this. I'll trim this up after it's fully laid. But yeah, you just simply peel the plastic off the back, and then as you go, you want to be sort of rolling it as you go. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Here we go, roller cam. So yeah, you want to be rolling right up the joints. There you go. Sort of hard to do with one hand, but here we go. Use the back of it as part of the tool, get your creases in. You can already hear, I was tapping it a second ago on the last clip, that's already taken that oil can, jerry can sort of sound out of it. Beautiful, stoked. Not gonna lie, it is pretty satisfying watching how neat this stuff sort of goes on. Oh, I nearly spilled my beer. Oh, it was nearly game over. Had to turn the music down because you know, YouTube will give you a strike, but drinking shed beers, listening to Creed, you boys know what it's like. Oh, not even half done. Not even a full pack. I think it's about half a pack. So, alright, I'll set the camera up and do a time lapse. Righto, so that's one box so far, so 12 sheets. A little bit of leftovers here, just a couple of little infills, you can't really see them, and it's alright to overlap them anyway, so there's no drums there. A little bit left over, so one beer did the trick, two to be sure if anybody's worried about staying hydrated. About to crack my second beer, my second box. Let's go. Righto, 1.5 packs, quick update, everything going in pretty smooth. Cutting around, don't forget to cut your holes in, otherwise you'll be trying to work out where your seat goes. I'm pretty sure I've cut my holes in, got one here somewhere. Yeah, cut one in here. Simple as that. And yeah, I'm just going to keep pushing ahead. Got to get a little bit artistic when you get to these bits, so I'm just doing as many full sheets as I can, and then with leftover scraps or whatever I'll start filling in the hump and up and around the back, and I'll do this as well. This is about as far as I can go on this side. Let's try and tuck this one up in nice and neat. Try to get it down level with the previous ones. There's not too much overlap. Not that it matters. I mean, I'd rather have overlap than gap, if that makes sense. Back of the tool is awesome. Roll your gaps. A little bit of overlap here, but that's alright. That's another kick panel. Roll it all on. Push the gaps in with the back of it. depending how much is left over, I'll probably do the whole, I don't know what you call this, where the kick panel is. There you go. So that's pretty much this side down. I'll swing around the other side, fill in the big section, and then, like I said, start working on the gaps. All right, so that's finished up 2 full boxes, so that's 24 sheets. Majority of the car done, so I've just got to do a couple of little infills. So I've got to finish off the hump and the back, just over the guards. I'll do that. That's still going to leave me with plenty. I can go further up the firewall, but I want to wait until I've got all the stuff in there. I can still do in here on the kick panels before I put the whole car back together, but that'll be the most of the floor done, and I'll be able to put the carpet in. So probably time to order a new carpet. Anyway, I'll finish off this bit and then I'll give you a good look. All right, that's it, finished. So it took, let me, if I can see, I can go a little bit higher up the back there, up in the driver's footwell, but I'm just waiting until I've plugged the steering wheel and all that business back in there. So it took 2 packs, 3.5 sheets. So I've got 8 and a bit sheets left over, which will be good because once I get into the boot, I'll do the other part of the wheels, the wheel arches, whatnot, anything over the back there. I will do up in the kick panel as well eventually, but I'm pretty stoked. And I don't know if you remember from the last episode, but very hollow. You can sort of get a bit of jerry can sort of noise through it. So it honestly sounded like the side of a jerry can before, and it is rock solid now. So I'm absolutely stoked. All the holes punched back in. Seatbelt holes in the back, so hopefully I don't forget nothing. Any gaps will be things like this. You got to cut them around here, but I mean, if you've got a tiny little gap, it's nothing to worry about. That's probably the worst of it there. I could go back and backfill it, but nothing's getting through that. I went up over the hump. I didn't worry about cutting the bolts in. If I ever come back later and decide to swap it out, you just cut around it. There's a few bolts along here for that black bit you would have seen at the start of the video, but I'm not too fast. I'm stoked. She's going to be quiet as they come. So probably 3 beers. Probably could have done it in 5 if I'm honest, but sort of focused on the job. But it's a good little project in the shed. Half a day mucking around, trimming. I didn't measure and cut anything. I just sort of used the offcuts to fill the gaps. There's plenty of other little gaps and things around, but you don't need to worry about it. You can overlap it, don't worry about that, or you can have little gaps. It's not gonna affect it at all. What else? Well, I can tick that off the project anyway. Okay, I guess I'll go with a bit of an update of where we're at. I've just got some stuff back from the zinc coaters. Got the bonnet latch, spring, heater hose bracket. I think that covers the handbrake bracket, brake line. All the nuts and bolts. Goes around the around the axle on the front there, or on the stub. Everything come back absolutely awesome. And I sort of did a bit of a quick look. I did a bit of a quick look online, just, you know, what things are going for, and just for 4 nuts and 4 washers that go on the end of I've got one here. So just for that nut washer, that nut and washer, people were asking like $60, and they were just sandblasted. You still need to coat them. It's like, I figured if I sent all of this off, this cost me $120 I think for the whole lot. If I was to replace it all, by the time I tracked it all down, it'd be $500-600+ worth of just nuts and bolts. So here's the strut arm anyway. The strut, caster arm, whatever we call it. All done with its hardware. So refurbed all that. Also gone through and done the, I think that's the idler arm. It's got its new hardware on there all covered up. Well, it's not new, it's the old stuff we refurbed. So that's got the original chassis mount. New arm with the bushes, and then just went through and refurbed the arm. So that's been sandblasted and painted. Come out like new. Pretty stoked with that. Also went through during the week and I've redone the sway bar. So blasted, painted the original one. Actually come up pretty good.
no complaints here. I was going to go a thicker one, but I'm not too fast. I'm not running this thing around a racetrack at the moment, or probably never will, to be honest. So, new hardware in it, washers and whatnot, brackets, mounts, bushes. That come up really nice. Yeah, so that's everything there. All done up nice, neat, clean. Got the hardware and the bushes on in there. I think I showed you that last episode. Same as these. All done up, ready to go now. As soon as I can get the front end painted, I'll slip these straight in. I can't wait for that, to be honest. I even gave these a bit of a birthday. So these are all new. Spindles all painted up. All the washers and nuts. These are already torqued up because you can't really get to them after there's weight on the car, so they're ready to go in. Along with the new springs, they're going to look good. So absolutely every piece of the steering and suspension, apart from the steering box, is new, refurbed as new, basically. So all these little nuts and washers was like Christmas for me going through this, all brand new hardware and that. I even did the, you know, little windscreen washers, and it was hard not to get carried away, that's for sure. I'd say 90% of the stuff is going to be brand new coated on the front. Some of it come back, you can see a little bit of pitting. I think if you look real hard, you know what I mean, it's a little bit of pitting on that sort of stuff, but I'm not fussed about that, that's for sure. Just started putting a few of them on the front just to see what it looked like, where they, that's just for the fuel line, just see what it looked like in the new stuff. Anyway, bit silly. What else have we got this week? I'll have to have a look. Righto, that's about it for this set. I know I'm miles off from needing to have the interior back in and, you know, overspray and paint and all that once I do the bodywork, but I'm definitely putting the interior back in. I need to see what it looks like. All the new parts are on their way, the carpet, all the stuff for the seats. I'm gonna look at doing the stereo. Haven't got the piece. So this is the piece that I've got for where the previous stereo goes. You can see that it's, there's supposed to be a clock here on the GS model, so this is just something that has been picked up along the way. I'm going to see if I can get another one with a clock, but at the same time, if I can get another one, have it as a spare, I don't mind butchering this one. So just see what sort of stereo I can fit in there and see if I can track down an original, or if I want to put something a bit more upmarket. I haven't decided yet. That gap in the middle there is probably a good spot to put a gauge. But apart from that, guys, if you watched this far, thanks. Keep the questions coming. I'll do a Q&A. Next couple of videos coming up. I'm just writing the questions down. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.